¿Qué onda, mi gente? It's Osboom with no encore. And I'm gonna start with my first video podcast chat with physical changes. In other words, I'm physically fit. So I just went for some changes for the last year during the summer, and I decided, to go from fatty to slim and going to be strong. Well, I already got the muscles down, the legs down, and all that. I've been posting all this type of exercise pics in Snapchat. In other words, I want to keep different of my social medias in different themes. Like for Snapchat, I will have it in workouts, showing my daily workout posts and every day. And I like to keep it separate from the rest of my stuff, like in YouTube and TikTok. So I'm just separating all that, just to keep my progress in getting physically shape. So the thing is, I'm trying to make a better improvement on my body and trying to make it much more stronger, much more fitter. And of course, I want to live longer than what I usually should. I mean, everyone wants to live long. No one wants to have bad health. No one wants to, well, unless you're doing drugs, but that's not my problem, or anybody's problem, but that's their problem. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, the changes I went through, I had to make some sacrifices. Yes, it takes a lot of sacrifice and a lot of time, devotion to one's physical self. So for me, I had to make some sacrifices that I struggled with. So the thing is, my sacrifices I made was getting rid of fried foods. I didn't eat fried foods for, almost a year. I'm avoiding that just for keeping everything physically fit and making sure I don't go a little overboard. Because what caused the fried foods was giving me love handles, and yeah, I was tired of that. And so far, I've decided to make changes to that. So I actually made myself, I kind of promised myself I wouldn't eat fried foods no more. And yeah, it worked. Many people say they can't handle it. I mean, the people who I know, who I worked with, who I study with, or who they have their temptations of eating food and all that, they kind of, see how can I overcome that? Because it took a sacrifice, a lot of sacrifice in order to get what I want to achieve. I'm still, heading there little by little, but I have a lot to improve. I mean, I'm fit almost physically, but not. Let's just say I'm around 65% of how I want to achieve. I want to be very athletic fit in order to improve and get the figure I want. But also, I had to make a lot of sacrifices with the fried foods. But not only that, I also was aware of ultra processed foods. Yeah, and the one that kind of was not helping me gain for a while was frappuccinos. Oh, those good frappuccinos. It was a sacrifice worth it. Because by sacrificing that, it wasn't helping me achieve what I want to do. So I had to sacrifice that. I was able to overcome a lot of temptations like desserts, sweets, and all that, but there was only one thing I was aware. Many of friends, family, even associates who I worked with, and fellow classmates also told me I can't get rid of sugar. Because sugar can also sugar, we need some sugar, but we just can't get rid of it. We need at least a good amount of sugar in order to live and to be active, to keep us aware. In other words, sugar, our brain needs the sugar as well. If it doesn't, we wouldn't be motivated, or we wouldn't be physically concentrated on what we're doing and studying or working, because it takes a lot of sacrifices, but you can't sacrifice the all thing. Also, when it comes to the diet changes, it kind of, changes your. So when I talk about personality, I mean, sometimes the food can also changes oneself. Like if they need like sugar, or they need the fatties, or this or that, is because they become like addicted to it. So there's like, I felt like I was addicted to something when I changed my diets and all that, and started to exercise more often, and started to build muscle and all that. It's just, there's a certain part that you get addicted to something that you ate in all of your life, but it's not like a drug, but it's more like you're accustomed to this food. You're accustomed to this since your day you were born. Like for certain like foods, like Mexican food, my family and I cook Mexican food, but we had to change certain ingredients, like the grease, the fries. We no longer fry with certain oils that causes a lot of fat, so we kind of change our diet in order to keep eating our favorite foods. We had to switch some few ingredients, like instead of those vegetable oil or that butter and all that, it kind of keeps the grease, it keeps the greasy fats and all that. We kind of changed it to coconut oil because it actually helps us and feel much more better in ourselves. Kind of changes our diet, change our digestive system and all that, and also helps me physically as well to become more motivated, and also helps me keep my system clean, not putting any fat foods that might cause me to change my figure and all that. But back to physiques. So the one I'm trying to achieve, I'm trying to start my own 5-day program. So in other words, for Mondays, I'll try to work on chests, bench press, and a lot of forms of helping my chest to improve my upper body. And for Tuesdays, I'll work on arms and back. That's why I'm trying to start my own. I'm trying to keep my certain days like separate from which muscles I should work on. So and like Wednesdays, it's leg day, only legs. Work on the legs only. And Thursday will be core, working on the center of the body, just working on the abs and that. And lastly is Fridays, I make it cardio day. In other words, I just do a run for almost 30 to 40 minutes, almost to an hour, because also cardio also helps me to get rid of all of the fatties or any weights that I need to work on. And of course, keeps my body tight. Try and make it tight, that's for sure. So far, there has been a lot of improvement, because I've been working out since last summer of 2021. That was the beginning. In 2022, I'm getting there. After 1 year, I feel much better, much more stronger, and ever since then, I actually feel more motivated to actually improving and building my body. Of course, I really don't want to be like bulky, muscular, all that. I want to be athletic, fit, very fit, and of course, with the physique, of course. So I'm just giving to different types of proteins and more like supplements. There are certain brands you should be aware of, and you have to look for the right brands in order to keep your motivation, keep building for your body and all that. Just I always recommend the best. Try to look it up, and you should sometimes take pre-workouts, sometimes, not all the time, because it actually takes away all of your wakes you up for all 24/7. So I recommend try to look not too strong, not too weak, but at least somewhere in between, so you can actually sleep better, because I kind of do overboard a little. So when it comes to working out, you always have to make sacrifices, but also devotion. If you want to achieve what you want to, I recommend. Well, that's it for today. Just for today, the first video of my podcast. And let's see you guys next week. And remember, this was Osboom with no encore. Good night.